Arkham City Wave 2, the second wave of figures based on the popular video game of the same name, has hit stores. I snatched mine up at the moment I could. I saw them at Forbidden Planet and immediately cancelled my online order for them because that was taking far too long. Bought them on the spot. Today I am going to be reviewing the one, the only Catwoman. I'm going to say off the bat, why can't they make a black cat figure like this? She's my favourite Spider-Man character, and they've never made a figure that's as good looking or as poseable as this one. Now, the Marvel Select one's pretty good. Lucy's got it. I bought it for her for Christmas. She's a big black cat fan. And it's great, but it's stuck in its poses, whereas this one, at least, you've got a bit of variety with. I digress. Catwoman. In Arkham City, Catwoman is taking advantage of the place. She's using it as a hideout. She's hiding there. She has got a bunch of jewels that Two-Face has stolen and she wants back. In her own side quest, you chart through that story. And you can use her to play in the open world part of the game, getting challenges where she has to get her loot back. She crosses paths with Poison Ivy in her story. Basically, Catwoman's a great addition to the Arkham games because it meant that you weren't just Batman settling tasks, fighting villains. You got to play as someone else and take things from the bad guy's perspective. The sculpt of this figure is great until, boom. Really not sure what's going on in that face. This is where the quality control comes in with this figure. It suffers from the same thing that a lot of Lara Croft action figures suffer from, which is they've tried to get the proportions of the lips and the eyes and whatnot from the game translated to plastic, and for some reason have regressed to a PS1 graphic character. I have no idea why it happens. I had a Tomb Raider from Tomb Raider Underworld, which looked fine, but the Legend one and the Anniversary one literally look like this. Like you've taken the character from the game and then punched them square in the face. Like, it just doesn't work. Not disastrous, but considering the quality of the Poison Ivy face sculpt and the other face sculpts in the series, like Harley Quinn from 1 and 2, it's a bit of a shame. However, she does have some fantastic assets, like this whip. That's what I'm talking about, the whip. It's attached, which kind of sucks, but let's be honest, unless she's holding the whip, you'd want it by her side where it is in the game. They've given her the, I forgot what they're called already, but this ballistic, I can't remember, but they've given her these instead as an accessory, and they work out really well. She doesn't come with a stand like most of the figures in the wave, which is unusual considering this figure, it doesn't just stand, she's on wedges, so you'd imagine it'd be quite tough. I think she's actually on heels in the game, which has always annoyed me, because Black Cat and Catwoman, characters like that, should not have heels. They would not be able to do what they do in heels. But they've sort of turned them into wedges for the figure. Articulation. Calf rotation. Knee joint. Groin slash thigh joint. Bottom. Just wanted to point that out. Ball jointed head. Very stiff, but you're only really going to have it cocked, aren't you? Let's be honest. Ball jointed shoulder. Again, like Poison Ivy, limited movement, which really sucks. Elbow joint and wrist joint at the top of the glove. I like it. It's not the best figure in the wave, but it's most certainly the second best. The only thing that really lets it down is the face. That's the only real sort of kick in the teeth, which is what looks like she's received. However, everything else about the figure's great. I mean, her figure's great. Like, the female proportions usually get distorted in a lot of action figures. But like the curve of her hip and her back, her bottom, dare I say it, like the legs, the arms. I guess the reason why they make the articulation so limited around the arms of figures like this, around the shoulder, is because it would look a bit weird if they were pulled or stretched too much. Now, they've improved on Poison Ivy. Poison Ivy has incredibly limited articulation, so with Catwoman they've obviously taken notes and decided to avoid that by giving her a lot more, much like the Harley Quinn figures. She's great. Her accessory is rubbery, so unlike the other figures in this wave, it just slips into her hand perfectly. Why they couldn't have taken that note with Riddler's cane or Hush's guns, I don't know. But anyway, Catwoman. Great character in the game. Fantastic figure. I'm giving it a solid 8 out of 10. Make sure to check out my other Arkham City reviews or head to my Review Toys playlist for more of this shizzle. See you shortly. Bye.